have a very specific message for my Taurians that are waiting for the person of their dreams to manifest. I know that's pretty broad, but this particular message is going to be very specific. Spirit has already prepared me for that. So this is going to be as specific as details to dreams that you may be having in regards to your person. Details as far as personality traits, conversations, possibly even landmarks or specific signs or synchronicities that only you would know about. So if you are in this position of being like self-employed, or you're building a business from the ground up, you may have a new job. I'm also hearing a new job as a craftsman. All right, whether that's spiritual craftsmanship or physical craftsman, there's some type of expertise or mastery that you've been working very hard towards. You're very committed and dedicated to perfecting something. It's giving me very Virgo energy. Something that you do, you know, in solitude by yourself. You may not have a very large firm or a very large firm or corporation. You could be like just starting up, or you're just tapping into this adventure. This is like a new adventure for you. Then this message may resonate for you. Hey y'all, TT here, of course, with another channel message. Like I said, this one is pretty specific. So if you're new, welcome to our love nest over here on Talk Taurus Tarot. If you're returning, welcome back. I was picking up some past life energy as well. Forgiveness, Greco-Roman. So this is a journey where there were some karmic bonds that you and this person both had to work out or sort out prior to be able to come into union. So lots of choices had to be made. All right, I was hearing the school of good and evil. You and this person, you guys bring good and evil into wholeness, into one. All right, and when I say that, I mean there's something about your journeys individually that pushes the envelope or pushes the narrative that you either have to be good or evil, or that you're doomed to be karmic, or you're doomed. Sorry about that, Taurus. I had a call come through. But like I was saying, you and your person are pushing this envelope. That's what Spirit keeps bringing me back to. Pushing some sort of envelope in regards to humanity and the perception that has been continuating for so long. So there's this envelope that you and your person are pushing in regards to this belief that we're either born good or evil, Cain or Abel, right or wrong, karmic or divine, blessed or cursed, black or white, male or female, angels or demons, and that God, Source, has created this division to keep balance and or order in the universe, to prevent chaos in the cosmos. So that's the envelope that you and this person are pushing. And as long as we, humanity, agrees with the division, we keep this illusion or state of consciousness alive. We keep this wheel spinning, leaving us all complacent, all right, superficial, vain, and lazy. The truth is that all creation has the ability to choose to be an ever or a never. The truth is that we all have the potential. All creation has the potential of being good or evil every day through their choices. So there's something about you and this person's relationship. Look at there, we have spouse and Native American. Whatever it is that you guys are doing, this idea or this concept will be rejected. Whatever you guys are trying to bring into fruition together, whatever type of level of consciousness you both are trying to anchor here in the universe, through your willpower, through your dedication, through your devotion, I feel like it's going to be rejected because it's something that you're doing as a unit or as a collective, all right, all over the world, all over the cosmos. There's this, I reject this idea that we all are one, all right? I object this idea that these choices is something that we have control over. So there is going to be people that are like, they could have phobias in regards to, you know, genders. They could have phobias in regards to race. They could have phobias in regards to the health system and what that looks like. There's a strong sense of reluctance to be open to this type of marriage or open to this type of relationship, because you guys as a collective energy brings about discomfort in the fantasy, okay, in the delusion that has been casted over humanity. And I really feel like it's not necessarily one particular energy. I feel like, yes, there is a forbidden aspect where it's like, we're never supposed to do that, or we're never supposed to date the same gender, or we're never supposed to date outside of our races. There's something about never being forbidden, like never supposed to blend two different people, or you're never supposed to give a person a second chance, or you're never supposed to be with a karmic, or you're never supposed to date someone that isn't divine. It's a discomfort that spirit is bringing awareness to when it comes to picking and choosing what direction we want to go in, picking and choosing what we want to stand for. And whatever those phobias are, you and this person, you bring those smoke screens down, you bring those rose colored glasses off of people's faces, and you force them to see it as a true statement, because you're a living example of it, or you're a living, breathing, walking commitment to that gray area that in a black and white society says shouldn't exist. You get what I'm saying? So strong message for those of you walking that journey or that path. For others of you, I feel like you may already be in union with that person. You may already feel like you've met that person. You've loved that person from the moment you saw them. You just knew they were your earth angel, okay? Or you were theirs. People might be asking you why you're loyal to something, or why you continue to pursue something even though you've been shown time and time again not to trust someone, or not to believe in better, or not to wait around. There's something about your dedication or loyalty to a certain belief system that pushes that envelope, and you may get a lot of backlash, or you may get a lot of resistance in regards to your choices or your person's choices. They may want you to forget that it ever is going to happen for you. That ship has sailed, it's over, it's long gone. So I feel like spirit wants to talk to those of you that are going through that. Be mindful of anyone in the comment section pretending to be me. If you ever want to book a personal reading, all that information is at the top of my description box under every video. All right, so let's jump into this reading. Spirit, what's your channel message for my Taurians? I'm missing something. I was talking to you, Taurus, about some type of lesson that you both have come to experience, either prior to each other or just in general. In order to get to this level of consciousness, You or this person may have had to kiss a lot of frogs, okay? There's something about the work that you do, the reputation that you have is important to get to a certain level of reputation. Because with this reputation, it has a greater impact on a larger scale. Okay, so for example, let's say you and your person are more focused on your business, or you're more focused on your career. You're committed and dedicated to concentrating a lot of your focus on what you can immediately do right now. And there is something to do with your reputation exceeding to a certain level. Because it's like, let's say you're famous, right, Taurus? Or let's say your person is famous. So many people are going to look up to you, or so many people are going to look up to them. So with that position of status, you invoke some type of long-lasting activation or trigger or acceptance. It's like you cannot be denied. If you become the mayor of your state, right? You're already in an environment where certain things are not acceptable, right? You could be a woman, be about to be the next president, which goes against those social norms, right? Let's say you actually become that president, right? So now you're like the first president in the whole wide world. And on top of being a president, you're married to a woman, both facilitating each other in different ways, being in the role in which you choose to be in, despite your gender, right? Despite your color. All of those things impact the entire collective. It impacts the entire world. Because you have a certain level of reputation where it brings about questions, it brings about awareness, it brings about triggers that on topics that people normally don't want to talk about because they've been conditioned to agree and believe a certain way. So there's something about that as well. Like love doesn't have a color, love doesn't have a gender. Love doesn't have, even someone with a past still deserve love, things like that. It pushes that envelope around facades. I hope I'm getting all my points out that Spirit is bringing to my awareness. It could take a lot longer to mention all of them, but we're not going to rush Spirit. Let's see what Spirit's channeled message is to you, Taurus. Reconciliation. Oh yeah, that's definitely a trigger for a lot of people. All right, so Spirit wants to talk about reconciliation, love at first sight, and separation. Taurus, don't you just love when Spirit stirs the pot? If Spirit was stirring the pot, does that make Spirit bad or does that make Spirit good? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. But it is food for thought. If Spirit would engage in such behavior as stirring the pot, that would be considered a little bit like Five of Swords, mischievous type of way of manifesting a point, right? Or generating a conversation, stirring up emotions in you. Oh yes, this is very, very intriguing, Taurus. Okay. Time apart from your partners on the horizon. Some of you are already in separation, but the moment Spirit is mentioning, I felt that empathetic connection as a Taurian energy in general, where the moment the reconciliation card came out, I felt like my chest and everything like clench up, like clench your pearls, like who are we about to talk about, right? There's that energy of which person from my past are you referring to? How far back are we talking? Is that past life? Is that present life? I would never, right? And one of Spirit's channel messages was, you have the choice to decide if you're going to be an ever or a never. I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to do that. On this adventure, on this thing called life. So the moment that I saw that as the center card of this entire reading, I automatically felt the resistance to anything reconciliation. And this pushes that envelope as well of, I can forgive you, but I'm never going to be with you. Right? I can forgive you, but what you did was your choice, and you will suffer for it. Does that make you a bad person? Does that make them a bad person? Does that make you resentful? Does that make you forgiving? I don't know. But it damn sure pushes that envelope of the message being received. Right? If someone does something to you and you choose to turn the other cheek and focus on yourself, one of the things that empowers you in that space of discomfort or difficulty is that dialogue, that internal dialogue we have with ourselves on replay, where we're saying to ourselves, I'll never make that mistake again. That's that internal dialogue. Or we're saying to ourselves, I'll never get back with that person. How many nevers can you count that I'm about to say right now? I'll never get back with that person. I'll never allow myself to fall for someone like that. I'll never put myself in that position. No matter what this person says to me, I'll never take them back. They made their choice. They made their bed. Now they're going to have to lie in it. Ooh, excuse me. I need to take a sip of water. And even though that person did something to you and you decided to turn the other cheek, the most potent thing about the recovery process after going through something traumatic is the internal dialogue that we have with ourselves. The never, ever, ever will I ever do this again dialogue that we have with ourselves. That has more power and is more potent than the trauma itself. Why would it be so much more powerful or potent than the trauma itself? Because it's the emotion that lingers. It's the emotional state of awareness, of consciousness that lingers in our subconscious mind. So let's say hypothetically, and what I'm doing, I'm just looking at it from all facets. Okay, y'all. Let's say hypothetically, you decided not to turn the other cheek and get that person back, right? Some people will call that spite or vengeance. Let's say in retaliation to whatever that person did, you cheat on them back, or in retaliation, you say hurtful things to them back. And now we're projecting, right? We're in a space of projection. You did this to me. I felt powerless. Rather than feeling victimized, I'm going to seek my due justice. I'm going to cheat on you back. I'm going to hurt you just as bad. I'm going to do, you deserve this. So now you're in a state of attack. You're no longer in a space of defense. So now I'm in this position of, I'm going to attack you because I feel like I'm a good person. And I'm not saying it's not true or it's false, but I'm saying from that perspective, I am a good person. I didn't deserve that. And you had it coming, right? That person had it coming. . And even after you're done, you may not still feel any type of satisfaction. It may be temporary. All right. You may find satisfaction in, I'm going to make that person, I'm never going to be with that person again. I'm going to find someone better, and it's going to eat them up for the rest of their lives. That's also a form of projection. That's also a form of attack. It's the intention behind it. The intention behind it is you feeling as if the justice that that person receives and the goodness that you receive puts everything in balance the way it was supposed to be. You know? So a lot of times we're in a constant state of attracting. We're in a constant state of attracting based off of our projection, based off of our attack, based off of our defense. Whatever our cause is that drives us to do what it is we're doing, we're always attracting more of what we don't want when our internal dialogue reflects being in a space of being victimized, being in a space of being traumatized, being in a space of hurt. Okay? Now let's talk about those of you that are placing all of that resentment or placing all of that discomfort that comes from interacting with relationships in general. Those of you that are transmuting these experiences into purpose, right? Your walks of life and the things that you've had to endure or experience has created a lane for you, has created a path for you. A path has been opened up, a door has been opened up. For you to be able to take what could have been something that potentially broke you or hurt you and like sow good seeds, right? Sow good seeds of happily ever after. You know? It's very complex trying to receive all these different perspectives. But I'm going with it, okay? I'm going with it. Spirit placed it here for a reason, so I'm just going to sit with it. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So we start off with attraction, and then we end with self-respect, making you more romantically attractive. So enjoying this moment fully is magnetizing you. And with magnetism, it's going to bring people from your past. It's going to bring new people, present people, and people from your past. Because these energies are able to see that you're enjoying this present moment in your life, or that you've been enjoying your life. You're feeling good. Your energy is a lot positive. So they're going to come back into your life with a dream. So let's see what Tarot's talking about. Especially if they've been in separation from you for a while and they haven't talked to you in a while. They're hopeful that the time apart that you guys have spent in separation, that you know, time has healed the wounds, giving you your space. Yeah, many of you have found a way to empower yourselves by never looking back, handling your responsibilities and being strong. And you're waiting for the person of your dreams. So for those people that do want to reconcile with you, they want to apologize, they want your forgiveness. They may be flirtatious with you. They may say certain things to you. You could have children with these people. But the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands, their plight is like they want to, whatever they've been carrying around as like doomsday, they want to let that go. They want to apologize. And they want your forgiveness. The Emperor was at the bottom of the deck. For some of you, these people that you're reconciling with was very immature. Okay? Very immature. Not on your level. At the time in which you guys met, or you guys met each other, there was something about you guys were on two different maturity levels, desiring two different things. Oh man. So the people that you meet, the new people that you're meeting, I see them saying something about them feeling like you're not over your past, or them feeling like you're cold-hearted based off of something that someone else has done to you. So you may have had a dream of your person telling you like you've become mean or cold-hearted or very serious. Argumentative. I'm seeing combative energy. Okay. And it's like these new connections feel like you're harboring something from the past, and you're so guarded and protective of everything. So they may say certain things to you like, you know, maybe they're not as gentle or they're not as romantic. And I'm trying to decide is if you feel like you have to protect yourself, you have to guard yourself. But I feel like it's the limiting beliefs, it's the fear of something being repeated in your life that's making it very difficult to see that it's a mental trap. You're unable to see an opportunity right in front of you. This is very interesting, Spirit. Let's go into this because I'm seeing the story. And I'm also seeing is that I also see that anyone from your past, there's a lot of rejecting anyone from your past, that it was too hard to get off the ground, or it was just like too much responsibility. Some of y'all took on responsibility, like maybe as them, you mothering them, you fathering them, you nurturing them, and it was taken for granted. But that's the way that you were taught to court with people. That was the way you were taught to get to know people. It's like nurture them so that they know that you're gentle and that you're feminine, right? Be resourceful and be able to provide so that they know that you are a masculine. And maintaining that type of level of expectation based off your gender roles, based off of your human experience, created a lot of pressure on the relationship, created a lot of pressure on the both of you to keep up this facade. So let's say, for example, you do have nurturing qualities, right? Male or female, and you are very nurturing, very compassionate, and you do give off motherly qualities, right? And maybe there's a side of you as well that's very masculine, or that has, you have a desire to have your own business, to be able to do both, have children and run a business. Maybe you have both those things already put inside of you. And it's not like you have to get rid of one or get rid of the other. It's about being proudly both masculine and feminine in your own right, and choosing and deciding when you want to amp up your feminine energy or when you want to amp up your masculine energy, and no one around you feeling intimidated by you naturally being a strong person, by you naturally being a resourceful yet loving, nurturing person. It's almost like Spirit is trying to get humanity to see each other's energy through your third eye, and not through what lies between your legs, or what complexion you are, or if you're foreign, or if you're American, or all of these different superficial things. You're unable to really see the character, and being unable to see the character of a person has really distorted the perception in general. It's like constantly have to choose if you want to be this or that, masculine or feminine, feminine or masculine, in order to be able to maintain a home, or to maintain a family, or to be worthy or high value or high status in these areas. And that's a facade. It's something that was taught to you. Like, if you don't want to lose your partner, you need to know how to please them. If you don't want to lose your spouse, you need to know how to take care of them and provide them. Those are comforts to a fool. Holding on to the relationship or the connection for the wrong reasons will create pain. It will create more grief, right? It's like it's going to create this thing where you feel like it's an expectation you could never live up to. And if you do one thing wrong, you're demonized as someone that's not good, or you're demonized as someone that couldn't maintain a household, or someone that couldn't keep a woman or couldn't keep a man. It's like a stigma that follows you. And everyone else that knows about your reputation is that it's like, oh no, that person failed, or oh no, that person didn't do well. Exiling people. But everyone's going through this same struggle on their journey of trying to figure out who they are. Trying to find the balance between both their masculine and feminine energy, both their light and their dark, and coming up with ways to integrate that. So there's already a lot of pressure of your social norms in regards to your family and your lineage. So adding love on top of that, it only confuses things so much more. And to be honest with you, a lot of these obligations are reestablished or re-picked up because of that failure. 10 of Wands. I don't want to be a failure at being a good parent. So you pick up this burden and you stick to something because you want to do it for the sake of the children, or you want to do it for the sake of their reputation. It's like self-opposed oppression, self-opposed punishment. But it's like, how can someone convince an entire planet or humanity in general to oppress themselves? Like, you got to be a very good skilled magician or a very good skilled, you got to know how to play this game. Like, you got to know how to move people to make a person in general oppress themselves. Just think about that for a second. That is like next level magic right there. That is next level spell work right there. If I can get you to believe that there is a fish in a cup, then no matter what that person says to you, does for you, or tries to prove to you, that you will never believe it. You will never believe that there's not a fish in that cup. Or if I told you there wasn't a fish in their cup, you will pretty much obey. This is like getting humanity to obey and be obedient to something without any type of physical or tangible confirmation that it's being done to you. But it's being done. And it creates this really great divide between looking for the grass to be always greener on the other side. Something is always going to be better than where you came from. Something is always going to be better than who you were with. Something is always going to be better than the job you once had. There's this desire to, I'm going to find peace when I get to a better place in life, or I'm going to find peace when I move to a new environment, or I'm going to find peace when I'm in a better relationship. Everything is moving in the course of the direction of when I get there. When I get there, everything that I'm missing will magically appear. And then when you get there and then the person is not what you expected, or they're not as great as you thought they were going to be, or the job is even worse than the previous one, it's like the cycle repeats itself, and then you're left right back at the same point of not feeling sure on what you're doing this for, or not feeling sure why any of this is even happening to begin with. But there's something that you're missing with this reconciliation and the discomfort of this season. There's something about this being a season. This too shall pass is happening right now. There's a reason why reconciliation keeps coming up. There's a reason why Mercury retrograde comes up. It's the time of the year where you get to reconcile. Doesn't mean that you may be together, but you get to reconcile with whatever's been harbored against you and a foe, you and an enemy, you or someone else. You get to have conversations. You get to atone in so many words, and put down the burden so you can move forward. For those of you that reconcile ever with anyone in your past, there's always this fear that something's going to repeat itself. So it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. What does all this mean? We're back at square one again. Talk about an adventure. I feel like the commitment here is pretty much committing to the present moment of this adventure. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what the journey is going to look like. But what I do know is that I could be fair in this present moment. I could make a commitment to see things from a bird's eye view, right? I could commit to the experience. Whatever the experience is meant to teach you, It's like you skip over this part, Taurus, or you're like, nope, I don't want this experience. I don't want to even have a conversation, or I don't want to hear. You have some type of weakness to even giving someone that has hurt you before in the past, or where it was too complicated in the past, the opportunity to save themselves or to free themselves from their whatever karmic tie or bond you guys created together. You know what I'm saying? So let's say hypothetically a person comes to you and they want to reconcile with you, Taurus. Let's say that they don't want to reconcile in the form of they want to get back with you, but they want to reconcile and apologize to you and let you know that they could have been a better spouse, or they could have been a better partner to you, or they could have done things differently, or that you want to do this to somebody else. There is no reason why you or this person shouldn't be able to have a conversation, reflect on how you guys got to this point, share laughter and forgive each other, and go your separate ways. I feel like there's a fear that if you give this person your time, the time of day, or you listen to what they got to say, that you will be weak to them, that you would feel like you would consider getting back with them. So which tells me that how you guys broke up may not have been what you wanted, or it may not have been what they wanted, but shit happened. Whatever happened, shit happened. This person could have left you for someone younger. They could have left you for someone older. They could have cheated on you, stepped in and out. They could have been attracted to someone else in the past. Things happened. But when you forgive that person and you're able to sit down and have a conversation with someone and say, hey, you know what? Water under a bridge. If I was to see you on the street tomorrow, I could still bid you well. If I was to have to sit in the same room with you and we had to sit in a long ass car ride together. I'm just no longer subconsciously angry. It's like Spirit is saying that's how you move on from a situation, and you're able to lay it to rest once and for all. Even if it's like, you know, you guys promise to not interfere with each other's lives, or you guys just want to see each other do well, but maybe you don't want to be with each other. All of that's important. Something about that, all that. Some of y'all may have to learn how to coexist, co-parent. And what they don't get right this year, next year, or the year after that, or the year after that, this energy's still gonna come back around, because to help you move forward in your life, karma's gonna say that you and this person still have a lesson to learn from each other. You and this person are still karmically bonded together due to some type of burden or resentment or baggage you both are holding onto. And whenever you both are ready to let go of the wands, when your back is finally hurting and you're ready to put down the book bag, you guys will reconcile. And again, Spirit keeps stressing, reconciliation does not always mean that you're going to get back with that person. You could if you wanted to. And even if you broke up and got back together a million times, there is no competition here. That's what Spirit is saying. It's a collective effort happening right now. The grass is only greener where you water it. That's what Spirit is saying. These are something about growing pains. Yeah. when you met this person, or when anyone has ever hurt you, it's like, oh my God, give me the word, spirit. It's like, I gave you an opportunity when you first met me to get it right. And because you didn't get it right then, you feel like you're not doing yourself any type of justice to allow this person to be back into your life. There's something about, from the moment that you met this person, you feel like they should have known better then, and they wouldn't have had to ask for forgiveness. And if they have to ask for forgiveness, then they're really a bad person, or they're really evil, and you're not supposed to be with them because they're karmic. There's that narrative happening at the same time. So it's like you will sabotage something and create an argument to validate and prove to yourself that you're not supposed to be with this person. Because somewhere inside of you, taking this person back or reconciling with anyone from your past, it feels like you're settling. And so you walk around with this shame that affects you. Like, I should have known better, or I should have picked better from the beginning. It's a humiliation that you carry around with you. And for some of you, you may be dealing with the fact that you do miss this person, and you feel guilty, that you actually still want this person, even after everything that's been done. So you're walking around with that backpack on your back, waiting for somebody to say something so you can defend yourself. It's in this constant state of lack. Worst case scenario type of living, or state of being. Especially for my Taurians that are in separation from their person. It's leaving you feeling cold, embarrassed, people talking about you, laughing about you, even if it's the laughter from that third party person, even if it's a laughter from friends or family that kind of point and stare and like, oh snap, y'all got back together, or that person's still with the other person, you're still waiting on that person. There's so much going on here, but it's like, it's almost like on an energetic level, the arguments are being created by the focus, what you give your attention to, really. It's like this bully, all right? The people that you're interacting with, or the people that your person interact with, makes you feel embarrassed. I don't know. And I feel like this goes for the both of you. Their friends or family may say to them, oh, you were stupid, you lost a good thing, and it brings them back to can't think about nothing but the fact that they lost you. It's a natural cycle, natural condition that happens every time there is a mistake or a need for reconciliation. And I feel it stems back to here. It stems back to here with this, with attraction, beauty. There's this belief system that if you are truly someone's person, or you're truly their soulmate, that they will never be attracted to anyone else but you, or they'll never leave their family because that's what they want. And it feels like culturally, because nothing or no one can compare to you. So you're unable to really discern or decipher when it's a genuine apology or it's just because you saw that the grass wasn't green on the other side. Now you want me type of energy. Yeah, it's that third wheel energy. If somebody was able to get you, then you were never supposed to be my person to begin with. If somebody was able to take you from me, or you were able to be attracted to somebody else, if somebody else was able to take you from me, then you weren't reserved for me. You weren't for me. And the crazy part about it is everyone else believes that you always get what you want, Taurus. Your friends, your family, they feel like you get the best of everything, that all the best options want you, Taurus. They envy you. They desire what you have. They try to take from what you have. And then at the very end, when they watch you when they watch you destroy everything that you have, it's like you validate for them that whatever they were trying to project towards you worked. They got to stir the pot and hide their hands, and then you just did the rest for them. It's too much. I feel like sometimes it's too much, and I feel like that's okay too, you know? There's just this confusing energy where it's like, I don't know what to do. I'm confused. I don't know what's the right thing to do. The right thing is always changing. It's not fixed, really. Death and transformation, 7 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles. There's some karmic bonds, and there's some truths that have to come out, some soul searching and healing. This is like ripping the band-aid off and really giving yourself the closure that you feel you need, giving yourself the closure to a specific thought process that you once had. This is like you really figuring out who's been lying to you, who's been deceiving you. What, or when, or how any of this got to this point. It's important to reflect on that. I feel like if you are in that season of reflecting on that, like, how did I get here? How did we get to this point? If you are in this space of reconciling, trying to move forward with your life, I do feel like third-party energies are always going to try to get you to sabotage something that you want. And they're going to use it by coming after your self-esteem. And Spirit wants you to see it as an energy, not necessarily a person, or attach it to a person, place, or thing, but to realize that it's happening in all areas of life. Your romantic areas, your work and business life. It's happening on the, relationships with friends, family, associates. It's happening with your children. There's always this 5 of Swords game being played. And I don't think anyone on earth is going to be like protected from the game, the adventure. But you don't have to choose to be in living in hell. Like, you need to read the 4 agreements. You don't have to, just because you're in the world of games doesn't mean you have to be of it. And it doesn't mean that you have to be caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? As long as you know why you're reconciling, as long as you know why you're making this decision to do what it is you're doing, that is all you need to know. And if you start to feel insecure that someone else is better than you, or your person starts to feel insecure that someone else is better than you, or that they weren't the special gift or bow from the very start, then that is self-deceptive behavior. That's self-sabotage. You need to watch also, I think it's Shotgun Wedding, and then you need to watch Love at First Sight. All right, there's an episode where I forgot his name, but he was dating two women at the time, or getting to know two women. One of them was more obsessed with bliss. That's the energy that I'm picking up here. She was more obsessed with bliss, winning, or getting something that she wanted, that she was willing to say or tell the guy anything so that way she could validate for herself that he was going to pick her. He ultimately picked her based off of attraction, and he immediately regretted it. Immediately. They got so far down the line and there was no turning back from that. But he damn sure went back and tried to reconcile and go and get bliss. I feel like watching that story unfold and kind of the hardships that they had to deal with through going through that reconciliation process of not being the first pick or a first person's choice would really help broaden the perspective around this entire type of energy that I see here today. So let's get some fortune, Let's get some fortune, y'all. This one was pretty heavy, okay? We got proposal and plane, okay? So someone may be planning on traveling towards you to propose. They want to marry you. We have thorns and plane. Okay, there could be someone at a distance that wants to see you. But there is the love at first sight type of energy. So what's the fortune for Taurus in this reading? We have star. Hard times are over. Look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. And what I told you, marriage. You are attracting emotional fulfillment and unconditional love. You see how we have 3 attractions here? We got attraction. We also had got love at first sight, attracting what you are by being in this moment fully. And then we have you are attracting emotional fulfillment and unconditional love. Abundance. Lucky times are ahead for you, along with good news, success, and prosperity. Final judgment call is yours, Taurus. We have soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life. All right, last call for alcohol. I'm just kidding. I ain't got no alcohol, y'all. But somebody drinking it before 12. Let's see. So you got get a massage, Taurus. You deserve to be pampered. Make your appointment this week. Oh, you have the humpback whale, singer. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. Bottom of your deck, you have polar bear, mystic. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest. Dream and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. Taurus, I'm sending you lots of love, wisdom, and guidance on your journey. And I'll see you tomorrow, my love. Bye-bye.